things. Okay, so what are these magical things? This is wild, and I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of you is different. Not everyone is the same. We all have different things going on in our bodies. We have different critical things. We have different things that are maybe super important from the perspective of like we don't really know what's happening inside our bodies, right? That's what I work on with people with DEXA scans and Hume scans, and we're looking at bone density and muscle mass and visceral fat and metabolic capacity. It's crazy. Like those indicators inside your body help us understand this. Even your cell mass, like what's happening with you. Okay, if we can increase healthy, younger cells, I want you to really understand that a whole host of beautiful potential benefits opens up to you. Everyone's going to be different, but I'm going to share with you what generally tends to happen. You increase in strength, not like this guy. I just think this is a fun, beautiful picture of muscular guy. But your strength increases, and it's noticeable by a lot of us. Your stamina increases. You're able to actually go farther for longer. Your active recovery increases. Your mobility, just your ability to do anything, to get off the couch. I mean, are you getting off the couch, or are you too tired, or are you too sore? Right? So this is interesting. Mobility increases. This is a big one, cognition. If you can understand the studies that are done on specifically GHKCU and cognition and brain fog and being able to like get your brain back, this is a very big deal for a lot of people within the last 5 years to understand that like this is a way to get your brain back. Your energy levels improve. Your moods improve, ladies, right? Hormones, but also your hormones can balance out. It's great fun to see these things happen for you to feel like yourself again. Okay, you get this beautiful benefit, and this is why Dr. Lauren Picard went into that side of it, because this is probably one of the biggest benefits is if you can increase GHKCU, it will really show up in your skin. And that happens after it's actually helped anything that's critical in your body. So when you start seeing your outside show benefits, you know that your inside's doing pretty well. And that's a fun thing to watch. He focused on that because he knew everybody wants their skin to look young. But if you can understand the power of internal GHKCU compared to topical or synthetic, this is where this gets really fascinating. Vision, gums, improvements in all of this, your digestive. And if we were to look at just understanding some of the testimonies of people, everyone's different, but I've seen time and time again things correct that the doctors in those fields would say are impossible to correct. And we've seen it in labs, on paperwork. I've seen it in my own diagnostics and everything. It's wild, you guys, to see this happen. I remember one Thanksgiving, my sister was like, "How come your phone is so little?" And I showed her something, and she's like, "How can you even see that without your readers?" Because we all wear readers in the family. I'm like, "I don't really need them out anymore." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, the patch, right? Like straight up eye roll. And I'm like, part of it is funny to me because, now she's totally on board, but yeah, you think how stupid is this? This couldn't be that big of a deal. And it is. And we haven't even, I briefly said patch here, but I want you to understand this is really a phenomenal thing. So when you have more GHKCU in your body, you're going to have healthy, younger cells. When you have younger, healthier cells, that actually translates to a younger, healthier you. So I just want you to guess how old I am. Okay, and part of that is because I think it's fascinating to me. My scan, my metabolic age, I've gotten it down to 38 on some days. I'm generally tracking at about 43, 44, but I'm 51. I turned 52 this year, and I feel better than I ever have in my life. Okay, so part of that is I want you to hear me when I say this is a big deal, and it's a game changer. And some of you have, what I'm talking about. Some of you have started this maybe with me 2 years ago, but you gave up and you gave up too soon. And why I say that is because it was probably working on something internal that you had no clue. Like you didn't feel it. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't feel my astigmatism change in reverse. Like I have the labs to prove it. My glasses don't need to be corrected for astigmatism anymore. That was a big deal as an athlete. It was hard for me to have football shaped eyes. Okay, really hard because they jiggle around in your eyes, and I do high vibrational things, downhill snowboarding and downhill mountain biking. How do you just hold on, lean back and hold on, let your legs suck it up. But part of it is I need you to understand that it's going to go to work sometimes internally that you can't feel. And that's why it's very important that you guys are committing to this, that you're giving it 6 to 12 months. So this is your first visual of what this is. All right. So this is a little patch. And so what I want to do is show you why this has been so profound in my own practice. Okay. And again, the question is, what if you could increase naturally your own human GHKCU, not synthetically, not what Dr. Lauren Picard was trying to do, which I think he did some brilliant work on this, and there's tons of studies about the importance of GHKCU, but we want to increase it endogenously, right? Remember that word endogenous? That's human peptides. Now, if you take a supplement that is synthetic, or an injection that's synthetic, or IV that's synthetic, your body doesn't recognize it. Okay, you might get a small bump, but it's not going to actually proliferate the way actual human bioavailable endogenous GHKCU would. Okay, so what I want to do is help you understand the modality of this, because this is a peptide that we want to increase naturally in our body. But we need to understand the mechanism first. So phototherapy, now we mentioned a little bit about infrared, red light therapy, these different, light therapies. Phototherapy has been around forever. Okay. The first mention of it is like, I don't know, Socrates or something, working back in ways of understanding that the sun has healing properties. Okay. So knowing that, and now what we know about phototherapy and what we know about like an original source of phototherapy is the sun hits your skin and the dermis of your skin. We know that the sun doesn't have vitamin D in it, but we know that the actual ray transmission, like that actual wavelength from the sun to my skin, signals something. Okay. So what it's doing is it's like a switch. It's turning on my body's ability to do something miraculous inside. So God created this really cool phenomenon where the sun hits my skin and my skin triggers, it signals like a light switch to say, make more vitamin D. Okay, that is a natural thing that should happen. And we all know, if you just think logically, that vitamin D that your body makes is going to be more bioavailable than if you take it by a pill. The reason we take it by a pill is because many of you you don't go out in the sun, you don't give yourself 10 or 15 minutes of sunshine every day. And if you do, it's only on your arms and face, which have too much melanin. You need it on your lower back or midsection. So some of you are D deficient because we've put on too much sunscreen. It's important that you understand we shouldn't be wearing sunscreen. This is a big deal. This is one of these myths that people don't quite understand. And that's some of the stuff